Well, here I have my Asus ROG Li. Let's discuss about it now after 6 months since the release date. First of all, let's unlock it. Just look how fast everything works here. As you know, the device has a fingerprint scanner here, integrated in the on-off button, which is fantastic. Let's lock it again and let me show you. So let's discuss about this device and let's analyze every aspect, what it has to offer now after 6 months since the release date. So here it is. It's basically on, and look how fast is the fingerprint scanner. Look, it's almost in 1 second you have the device unlocked. Anyway, here it is. So let me tell you how it was with this device in all these 6 months. If you already have a device, you probably already know the experience. If you don't have, if you plan to get something like this one or Lenovo Legion Go, or why not the PlayStation Portal, well, let's discuss about all these aspects, and let me tell you how it was for me, because I had the Lenovo Legion Go, and what I think about this device. So as I said, it was released 6 months ago. It looks really nice and it's beautiful. Some of you said, why this color? Well, I believe it looks great, and it's a better choice than what they decided to put to Lenovo Legion Go, much darker color. As you see, PlayStation Portal also has a mix of these two colors. Anyway, I want to debate this. For me, this is in this way it looks better than Legion Go with that color. So let's discuss about it, what it has to offer. As you know, it has a 7-inch display, 1080p resolution. You have the possibility to choose either 720p resolution, 900p resolution, or 1080p resolution. Directly from here you can choose in games the resolution. This is a huge and very important aspect, because AAA games, they will run very well in 720 or 900p if you want a better graphic for them. So from the beginning, I have to say Asus ROG Li has a very good software at this moment. It has everything that you need in order to get a really good experience with everything. You have everything very fast here, shortcuts and all kind of settings. But first of all, let's discuss about the hardware. This is the Asus ROG Li Z1 Extreme, the most powerful, because as you know, there is another one, Z1, which doesn't have this processor. It's not so powerful. I will advise you to get this model instead of the cheaper one. Anyway, I love in all this time, I really loved the feeling and the design of this device. It has really nice, it offers a really nice feeling here when you play. I like this. I love how they were very careful with the details. As you see here in the corners, you get the logo ROG, Republic of Gamers. Also here ROG details here. The way that these sides are curved here, they feel great in the hand here, in your palms. Also here we have the logo on the back. Also these grills for ventilation, they have a beautiful design. In this review, I will compare this one with Legion Go, because I had that device and I returned the device. It wasn't for me. As you see here, also they have a really nice texture I hope the camera will be able to get this one. Anyway, it's a really nice texture here on the back. Let me focus the camera a bit here. Look, here it is. You can see it here. It feels great, and these kind of details, they are important. Also, they decided to put the speakers here on the front, which is really nice, and this is the best decision because the sound will come towards you, and it is the best experience. Also, they have really good joysticks. I love also the buttons here. The D-pad, it's great in my opinion, and I love the fact that they decided to put here on the sides these 4 buttons. You have here, for example, the shortcut for command center, where you can customize everything and you can put your shortcuts here. It's very useful. For example, on Legion Go, it was a pain to access this kind of shortcuts. The buttons were placed here. It was confusing. Here it's very simple to press options in the games. On Legion Go you have to press here down. You have another ones here on the right in upper side. Really confusing on that device. But here it's clear everything. You have also a dedicated button for this Armory Crate. This is the app where you can customize everything for your device. You have the possibility to change the VRAM. You have the possibility to customize your controls. You can do anything here on this device, and it works really good at this point. So from here you can customize your shortcuts. You have the possibility from this software to, for example, let's go here, operating mode. You have the possibility to activate profiles for your ventilation, for your coolers, for your fans, which on Lenovo Legion Go we don't have an option like this one. Anyway, everything is here. You can customize the lights here. You can go and you can upgrade your device. Also, there is another app here. This is it, my Asus app, which will let me show you here, which will let you to upgrade your device. Look, at this point I have 2 updates for it. On Legion Go, I missed these features to open an app and to be able to download the drivers or the updates. Here you have the app My Asus, and also you have this one, Armory Crate, where you can go to Content Update Center, and you can update your device to places, and they are working really good. Also, on the back you have 2 dedicated buttons. You can assign them for anything you want in games. You can create custom profiles for your games. You can assign basically any button from this device in the way you want, and this is really important. On Legion Go, as far as I know, even at this moment, you cannot customize or you cannot assign the back buttons as you want. You cannot do anything with them, only standard buttons. Another huge difference between Asus ROG Ally and Legion Go, because as I said, at this point some of you will decide either to get this one or Legion Go. From my perspective, for design, Legion Go, it feels really bad. It has a bad design. no details at all. Look here, even this line here, it looks beautiful, and we have also the logo here, Republic of Gamers, and another also we have a texture here on the back. It feels like you pay for a premium device. On Legion Go, it's a dark device, a lot of fingerprints on it, and nothing else. Also a huge difference, as I said, between Ally and Legion Go, these grills. Starting with the ventilations. Asus ROG Ally has two fans, and you can customize them. You can set how the fans will work. You can set degrees and rotations. Everything is customized. You can customize everything. On Legion Go, you have only one fan. It's like a turbojet, jet plane, whatever you want to call it. It's incredible. I cannot stay near that device. Indeed, this one it's loud too if you play in turbo mode, but you have 3 modes, and you can select your fans how to work. As I said, another huge difference here. Not only that fan, this one has 2. But this one has a protective coat inside the material that won't let the dust go in. If you look on the back of Legion Go, you will see huge grills here and no protection at all. When I opened my Legion Go after a few days, it was full of dust because huge grills here on the back with no mesh at all or protection. The dust was getting inside, and the ventilator, if you have Legion Go and if you open it at this moment, you will be shocked by how much dust you will see on your ventilator. In my device, after a few days, as I said, in Legion Go, I had a lot of dust on the ventilator. This one has on the inside a special material that won't let particles to enter in your device, and I really appreciate that. A huge difference, Legion Go has a beautiful kickstand, I have to admit. This one doesn't have a kickstand. I had to improvise something like this, but for me it's enough, and it's perfect. Going here on this side, you have the on-off button, which I showed you in the beginning. You have a fingerprint scanner here, which works very fast. You have the LEDs, you have on-off, you have the volume buttons, the charging port, which has power delivery. You can output to your TV if you insert an USB Type-C cable here. You can use an external GPU if you want, but I don't get the point of the external GPUs. Why would you pay for an external GPU more than on a gaming laptop? That's fantastic. A handheld device should be like this, not with a huge box next to it, only to play games. Here we have the jack port and the micro SD card reader, and this is the problem. My SD card reader was broken. As you know, in a few days, in 3-4 days, something, maximum 4 days as far as I remember now, they repaired my device. They replaced the motherboard. Now everything is fine, and I don't have problem with it. We will see in the future. Anyway, micro SD cards are slow. They are getting hot. Even in Legion Go, if you use a cheap SD card, you won't have speeds, and it's possible to break that SD card. But here there was another problem, and I hope they fixed the problem now. But for me, it's not important. The entire experience is important, and how the device works. Because if you cannot play games, if you don't have a good performance, what's the point having 2, 3, 5 SD cards readers? Anyway, if you have warranty, they will fix it, and after that, with the new motherboard, you won't have problems. Going next to this device, What can I tell you? Let me start here. Steam. I had an incredible experience related to games. Immediately I will show you here. Let me enter the Steam store. Well, here it is. So related to games, I have an incredible experience with this device. Look here in Steam Store, I already have 677 games up to this point, not to mention the other launchers. By the way, this is the beauty compared with Steam Deck, for example. Here you can install any game from any store. On Steam Deck, it was a pain. I had to download games only from Steam Store. If a game wasn't available here, it was almost impossible to install it from other store or launcher. But I have other launchers here, and I have a lot of games over there too. So only here, almost 700 games. What can I tell you related to gameplay experience? Well, from my perspective, the gameplay experience is fantastic. I have to admit, at this point, I prefer to play on PlayStation Portal. For me, at this point, it offers a higher quality for the gameplays, but this is something else. This the PlayStation Portal, you will use it with a Wi-Fi connection. You will stream the games from PlayStation 5, so it's not a standalone device. So at this point I will discuss about Asus ROG Li and compare it with Steam Deck and Legion Go. The games here, they will run excellent. Even AAA games like this one, or why not the latest games, Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed Mirage, they will run excellent here, and you will have a beautiful graphic. You can play the games using turbo mode 1080p or 900p resolution, or when you connect a charger, you have the possibility to even let me show you, to increase the power of your device. You have performance mode, turbo mode, manual mode at 30 watts as you see here, and 10 watts silent mode. Look, we have at this point 30 watts. That's a lot of power, and the games will run excellent in this way. If you get your charger off, well, here it is, 25 watts. Going back to games, the games, they look phenomenal here. You can play them with 1080p, as I said. Some AAA games will require low settings or FSR, or you can play them even with medium graphics in 1080p resolution, but in general with 900p resolution you will get very good performance and very good quality for your device. Not to mention, this device has a 120 Hz display, and this will help you a lot in medium games or small games. You can play them with 120 frames. Also very important, compared with Legion Go, this device has variable refresh rate, that VRR. Lenovo Legion Go doesn't have VRR because the display, it's a portrait display from tablets. It was installed in this wide mode with a software, special software, and it creates some problems in games. And it doesn't have variable refresh rate. And why it's such so important? With variable refresh rate, you won't feel the tearing on the screen when you play, and when, for example, if the frame rate will go up, down, The variable refresh rate will help you. The FreeSync AMD feature will help you to feel everything very smooth on the screen and not to get dizzy. When I had Lenovo Legion Go without VRR, without FreeSync feature, I felt dizziness. The screen had a lot of tearing. It was a pain. I have a comparison video here on my channel. You can see it, and you can see how a game looks compared with Asus ROG Ally. So from my perspective, you should go for Asus ROG Ally. It has a better software and a more optimized hardware for it. So the overall experience, at least from my perspective in games, was better with Asus ROG Ally. Let me tell you something else. I was so excited for that huge 8.8 inches display. But games, when you play in 800p resolution on Legion Go on that huge display, they will look bad. In order to have a good graphic, you have to play in 1200p resolution or 1600, which is impossible on that device. Maybe small games you can play them at that resolution, but AAA games, no way. It was impossible. Even older games. So with a huge display on Legion Go, 800p resolution, because you are forced to play with that resolution, you will get a very bad graphic, and it wasn't for me. Here we have the advantage of this 7-inch display, and in a way this is the limit probably for a great experience. And if you play even in 720p resolution, the games, they will look fantastic here. But imagine if you stretch an image at 720p resolution on a huge display, you will see everything pixelated, and it wasn't great for me. That's why I decided to return that device. So from my perspective, the best experience, if you compare Legion Go and Asus ROG Ally, is here on Asus ROG Ally. If you accept wireless connection and if you have a good internet connection, then the best experience is this one with PlayStation Portal. Bigger display, better and higher quality for the graphics, because you have PlayStation 5 quality. But anyway, this is another discussion. You have comparison between these two devices here on my channel. So after 6 months, I'm really glad with this device, and for me it's number one. If we analyze the handheld devices capable to run on their hardware the games, if you compare this one with Steam Deck, Legion Go, this is the winner in my perspective. I repeat, after all my gameplays, and I played a lot on it and also on Steam Deck, I decided this is the best experience, starting with the feeling here when you hold the device, the screen, the graphics, everything, the sound, connectivity. By the way, this one has Wi-Fi 6E, which is different from the Wi-Fi 6. It's a huge difference between them in quality. So design, feeling, gameplay, this is the winner in my perspective. And I know lately a lot of comments saying Steam Deck OLED. Well, Steam Deck OLED, it's great from the perspective of that display, but that's it. Related to hardware, in my opinion, it's an obsolete device, it's an outdated device, because it cannot play AAA games. If you put this game on it, or if you put this one, Atlas Fallen or Cyberpunk, you have to play them probably with low settings, everything at minimum, even with FSR. So the hardware at this point on Steam Deck and Steam Deck OLED, the hardware it's not keeping it's not updated basically for AAA games. So I believe they should release a Steam Deck 3 with a better hardware, and at that moment indeed it will be worth it to get it. But at this point you cannot play even Horizon Zero Dawn on Steam Deck. It will drop below 30 frames, and that's very bad. So I saw a lot of comments with Steam Deck OLED. Please stop. You are buying a marketing device not capable to offer you a good experience, and you will say, what, you bought a display that will stream games from PlayStation 5. Yes, but this one, it has its own integration in the PlayStation 5 universe. It has adaptive triggers, the best haptic feedback, an incredible display, and PlayStation 5 quality graphics here in 1080p 60 frames, which is totally different than Steam Deck OLED, capable to run games up to a certain level. If you go to AAA games like this one, that display is useless, because you won't enjoy the game. You have to put it on low settings. It will drop below 30 frames and it will be unplayable. So if you play smaller games like this one, then indeed Steam Deck, it's perfect. Steam Deck OLED will offer you a great experience. It's a good device, but from my perspective at this point, Steam Deck OLED, it's obsolete. This is it, outdated. So the choice, it's between this one, Asus ROG Li, and Legion Go. But Legion Go, it was a mess for me. One of my friends still has a Legion Go, and it's a mess basically. He enjoys that huge display. Indeed, it's beautiful, that display, but the hardware, it's incredible. He sent me today. He sent me a recording with the Cyberpunk. It had a lot of stuttering on the screen. It was playing in 800p resolution with FSR active, and it was getting 40 frames, something around there. Anyway, here you can play, for example, in 900p resolution without FSR, and you will get 50-55 frames in 900p resolution, a higher resolution on a smaller display, which means much better quality for the graphics. Because if you have a bigger display and the same resolution, let's say, on a bigger display with what you have here, on that bigger display the game will look worse. And imagine here you have 900p, on a bigger display you have 800p with FSR. Imagine the quality. So for me it's unplayable. So this is the device. It has everything that a gamer needs. You have the possibility to use external SSDs. Let me show you one. I have it here immediately. I will take it. Here it is. You have the possibility to use any SSD in fact. All you have to do is to connect it here via USB Type-C cable, and you will have your SSD connected to your Asus ROG Li. Also, you can use this SSD with Legion Go also, but what I noticed over there are two huge problems. Here, when you connect the charger, you can play with turbo mode 30 watts, and if you have 50% of battery, you play and the battery is charging. In a while, in I don't know, maybe 1 hour, the battery will be full. I'm just saying 1 hour, half an hour, I don't know, but it will charge. On Legion Go, if you play and if you have the charger connected, it doesn't matter on which port, here or here, because it has to USB Type-C, the battery won't charge. In fact, it will discharge. This was fantastic. It was really annoying, and I see on forums they are still having this problem, which is really bad. Also, this problem on Legion Go with the charging, the battery won't charge during gameplays. This is really annoying in my opinion. Also, it doesn't matter if you use, for example, let me show you this. I have an USB Type-C, an USB Type-C hub. You can connect, for example, this one here. You can put your SSD here, and in the same time you can charge your device through this through the cable of the let me show you, of this hub. Look, so why would you put the cable here and not directly the SSD? Because you will need to give power to the SSD. An SSD, it's drawing a few watts. I don't remember at this point how many watts. So look, this is it. You can put here 4 devices in these ports, and you will give them power through this cable from the hub. I have at this point 52 watts. And in the same time, look here, the battery is charging. Look, is charging, which is incredible. But make sure that you get a power delivery capable hub. Sorry. As I was saying, make sure that you get a hub capable of power delivery, because if it's not capable to offer power delivery through its port, you won't be able to use it in this way, and you won't be able to get your turbo mode active when you connect the charger to this port. So these are some connectivity aspects. Anyway, after 6 months of usage, I'm really glad with this device, and in my opinion it's number one. For me, there's no point of getting a Steam Deck OLED at this point. Maybe if they release Steam Deck OLED 3 with a better hardware than this, indeed at that point it will make sense to get it. So what can I tell you more about it? I know you cannot find on the market a perfect device, and this one has this problem with SD cards, but it seems that it was fixed with the new motherboard. I will keep you informed how it works and what happens, but at this point I don't have any problems. So the overall experience, this is what matters. The screen, it's beautiful, the games, they look incredible and they run very good here. And for me, if you give me 2 devices, Legion Go and Asus ROG Ally, again I will say it, I will go with Asus ROG Ally. Also, if you put the 3 devices, Steam Deck, Legion Go and Asus ROG Ally, I will go with this one. It's a better experience. It has Windows 11 on it, which means you can install anything on it, and it's up to you how you play here everything. So let me show you the shortcuts here. you have the possibility to another aspects on Legion Go. You cannot limit the FPS in games. If a game doesn't have a frame rate limiter, you cannot set a frame rate limiter like this one. And again, that missing VRR feature, which is a hardware feature, it's a nonsense. I don't know why they decided to create such a device when without VRR the Legion Go definitely has lag. It's not capable to offer for the gamer a good experience. It has that tearing on the screen, which you cannot see it here because the VRR, the FreeSync feature, it's here, and indeed it's working, this feature. So basically this is it related to Asus ROG Ally. You can play any game here. Look, I have all the AAA, most important AAA games here, even on the main screen. And I had a very beautiful experience with these games. So basically this is it. I'm feeling that I wanted to tell you something else related to Legion Go, but at this point I don't remember. There are too much info at this point. Oh yes, I had a problem with these devices. They were disconnecting. Even if that device has two ports, after a while, I don't know why, the device disconnected these ones, even with the USB Type-C hub and the power adapter connected here. I don't know why. It had a problem, and it wasn't my unit only, also another one in the same way. But let's go back to Asus ROG Ally. After 6 months, this is a perfect device. Look how beautiful it looks, and I really like it. So I really hope to see an Asus ROG Ally 2, the next generation, with more powerful hardware in it. And I don't know, we will see. So basically this is it, and this is my experience with this crazy device. A beautiful experience.